This is some of the questions that still came out in day one that I've not yet posted on my channel. If this is your first time tuning, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because you have a lot to gain. In case you see something similar to this or even the same thing, because they repeat most of the questions. With no further ado, let's get right to the video. Question 1. The thermometric property of mercury is based on the change in, the answer is volume with temperature. So when you see a question like that, this is how to solve it, okay? That is the correct answer. Question 2. Which of the following is not true about a wave in plug string? Answer. It is longitudinal. And when you see a question like this is the answer, okay? Because a plug string is not a longitudinal wave, but it is what? A transverse wave. Question 3. Which of the colors in visible spectrum has the longest wavelength? The answer is red. Question 4. The graphical representation of pressure law is always a straight line passing through the origin only if the temperature scale is thermodynamic, because you must convert the temperature to Kelvin, so that is thermodynamic. Question 5. The speed of sound in a solid at 0 degrees Celsius is 1000 meters per second. What is the speed at 25 meters per second? So this question is under the speed of sound, right? Velocity of sound. Alright, so let's go. The formula is V1 over root of T1 is equals to what? V2 over root of T2. So let's just put in what we have. Remember, this temperature must be in absolute temperature, so we must convert 273. So the T1 is given as 0 degrees Celsius. You now say plus 273, which is going to give me 273 Kelvin, right? Okay, so the V1 here is 1000 meters per second. Then the T2 is 25 degrees Celsius plus 273, which will give me 298 Kelvin. Alright, so let's just put in what we have. Let's solve. So the V1 is we have 1000 over root of 273 is equals to V2 over root of 298. So do cross multiply. V2 is equals to 1000 over root of 298 divided by 273. That is 1000 root of 1.091, which will give rise to 1045 meters per second. So this is the correct answer. You are solving this part of question. Alright, so let's go to the number 6. The diagram above shows magnetic field due to current carrying straight conductor. So that is the answer. Current carrying straight conductor, and the conductor here can also be a wire, so just take note. Let's question 7. A plane inclined at 45 degrees was used to move a load to a height of 20 meters. Calculate the distance moved by the effort. You must remember that velocity ratio of an inclined plane is distance moved by effort over distance moved by load, right? Then is equals to 1 over sine theta. Okay, so let's just work it out to see what you have. We're looking for the distance moved by effort, right? But the distance moved by load is 20 is equals to 1 over sine theta is what? 45. So let's do cross multiply. We say that distance moved by effort is equals to 20 over sine 45, right? Now what is sine 45, which is 0.7071? So we have 20 over 0.7071. And when you divide, you're going to have 28.28 meters. So this is the distance moved by effort, right? So when you see a question like this is how to solve it. So let's go to the next one. Question 8. Sound is produced in a wind instrument as a result of vibration of air columns. So it's air columns that make sound to do what? To come forth or to be produced in a wind instrument. Please don't forget that. Question 9. The power of a lens in diopters is when P is 1 over focal length, okay? So the power of a lens is 1 over what? Focal length. That means this focal length must be in meters. If it is given in centimeter, convert it to meter by dividing by 100, then do inverse of it. It's going to give you what? Power of a lens, and it's measured in diopters. Question 10. The principle of moment of force is used for the measurement of mass. Alright, so we use the principle of moment to measure mass. Question 11. An alternating current having the same waveform shown in the diagram below is represented by the x equals x naught sine omega t. Which of the following represents x naught? You know what is x naught? That is peak current, right? So the peak current, same thing as the amplitude of the wave. So the point that represents it is what? PQ, right? So the answer is PQ. If you see a graph like this, let's go to the next one. Question 12. A man walks 6.0 meters east, okay, and then 10.0 meters north 30 degrees east. How far is he from his starting point? Now this question is under vectors, okay? So if I draw a 4 cardinal point, this is what? The starting point of the man. This is the man, okay, and he walks 6.0 east. So this is east, this is north, east, south and west. So this is 6 meters, okay? And then we have another 4 cardinal point. Now this is north, east, right? And also he walked 30 degrees north of east. So we'll go this way. And the distance is 10 meters. We're looking at how far he has covered from east starting point. So we join this. Okay, so see what you're looking for. Right, this is a 90 degrees and this is 30. So the angle here is what? 120 degrees. We're going to use cosine rule to solve this problem. And the formula is, let's begin. A square is equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos 180 minus theta. Okay, so let's just work in and see what we have. So now here my a becomes the x I'm looking for. I'm going to say x square is equals to c square plus 10 square minus 2 times 6 times 10 cos 180 minus 120. Okay, so I will go again by saying x square is equals to 36 plus 100 minus 2 times 6 is 12 times 10 is 120. Okay, now cos 180 minus is going to give me 60, right? So x square is equals to 136 plus sine 120 times, we have this is minus 0.5. Okay, so this is going to give me x square is equals to 136, we have multiply, have plus 60, which will give rise to 196. Okay, so x is equals to root of 196, which will give rise to 14 meters. So if you see a question like this is how to solve it. The answer is 14 meters. Question 13. The density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube, while the height of ice is 0.9 gram per centimeter cube. Calculate the change in volume when 90 gram of ice is completely melted. Now this particular question is a WAEC question, okay? So it's no longer JAMB question, but they have to bring it out to confuse us. So let's solve. You must know that density is equals to mass over volume, right? So we have to look for the change in volume when ice has completely melted. So the volume of ice is going to be what? Mass over density of ice, right? So let's look at the volume of ice. So we have the mass of ice as 90, the same mass, right? Because they are mixed together inside water. Then the density of ice is 0.9. By the time you divide, it's going to give me 100 centimeter cube, right? Now let me look at what? That of water. We have mass over density of water. So we have the same mass, which is 90 over density of water is 1. They're going to give me what? 90 centimeter cube. So the change in its volume when the ice has completely melted becomes, we have the change in this volume becomes the change here and the change here, right? So that is V of ice minus V of water. Okay, that will be 100 minus 90. That gave rise to 10 centimeter cube. So the change when the ice has completely melted is 10 centimeter cube. Let's go to the next one. Question 14. A ball uses a single string pulley system to lift a mass of 20 kg moving in a velocity of 5 meters per second. What is the power developed by the ball? We are given G to be 10 meters per second square. Okay, so from this question, the mass is 20 kg, okay, and velocity is 5 meters per second. Now we are given G to be 10 meters per second square. What is the power? You should know that power, P, is equal to force times velocity. But the force here is mass times G, then times velocity. Let's just multiply all through by saying that this is 20 times 10 times what? 5. 20 times 10 is 200. 200 times 5 is 1000. So the power is equal to 1000 watts. So the answer here for the power is 1000 watts. Question 15. A pendulum bomb displaces 10 Newton and 15 Newton when totally immersed in water and liquid Y respectively. Calculate the relative density of Y. So relative density is equals what? Upthrust in liquid over upthrust in water. And from what we have in the equation, they've already given us the both upthrust. So what we're going to do is to work it out. Okay, so the upthrust in liquid is 15, while that of water is what? 5. So let's just divide. It's going to give us 1.5 as relative density. Remember, it has no SI unit. Thank you so much for sticking and staying to the end of this video. If this is your first time to me, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notification to get notified each time I post videos. And lastly, do not forget to share so that other students that prepare for this same forthcoming exam can see it and learn from there. I'll see you next time in the next one. Bye for now.